DJ, put a record on. I wanna dance with my baby.
Hey guys, how is it going? I hope you're having an awesome day because I'm continuing with my Madonna journey. And here we are at the year 2000, the 21st century, Y2K. I mean, did we ever think we would make it here? I remember listening to Madonna's debut record from 1983 and just knowing the journey I would have to go on. Like a Virgin, True Blue, Like a Prayer, so on and so forth. The 80s, the 90s. I mean, it just felt like an odyssey, and it actually was. And it took a while, but here we are finally. And I mean, we're kind of at the midway point. I mean, there's still, a handful of records I still need to listen to from Madonna, but you know what? Pretty soon we're going to be done the 2000s, and then we'll be entering the 2010s, and then we'll be done. I'm not looking forward to that. I mean, I want these records to keep on going forever and ever. But anyway, I will be listening to music for the very first time. The only tracks I've heard on here so far is Music, obviously, and American Pie. I will also be listening to tracks that weren't included on this record that were released around the same time that this album dropped. And in the year 2000, she starred in a movie called The Next Best Thing. And there is a soundtrack to that movie, which includes American Pie, which is also included on the music album. Another track called Time Stood Still, which I will be listening to at the end of this video. And she also released a song to the Austin Powers The Spy Who Shagged Me soundtrack called Beautiful Stranger, which I will be listening to at the end of this video. Now, she also did a duet with Ricky Martin on his 1999 album called Ricky Martin, which I always had the intention of doing a first listen to this album, which I was going to do a couple months back, but I didn't. It's been on my radar. It's been on my list of albums that I wanted to do a first listen to. So I was thinking, you know what, maybe I should listen to the song for the first time when I do the first listen to Ricky Martin's album. And I don't know, I kind of want to do that, but it's a duet with Madonna, and I'm going on my Madonna journey. I want to listen to all her tracks, so I'm thinking I might also listen to the duet off this album called Be Careful at the end of this video. So I still don't know. I'll let you know at the end if I actually choose to listen to that song, or I'm going to save listening to it for the Ricky Martin first listen. So I'll let you guys know. Anyway, enough talking. Let's get into the music. And is she gonna, sing a bit of country in this record? I mean, the album artwork, I mean, I'm getting country vibes, so is she gonna go a little country on this record? I'm kind of hoping she will. But anyway, let's get into track number 2, Impressive Instant. Okay, and that was track number 2, Impressive Instant. Whoa, I was not expecting that. Oh my god. What a euphoric and strange song. I mean, half the time I couldn't even read the lyrics because I was just so shocked by the actual music itself. Oh my god. I mean, I don't condone drugs or anything, but I can only imagine what this song sounds like if you were, high. I mean, oh my god. Oh, I love it. god. Okay. 2 thumbs up for me. I mean, if this is what the rest of the record is gonna sound like, I'm gonna be shook. Anyway, and I forgot to give my impression of the first track on this record, Music. Now, track number 1, Music. This was probably one of the first tracks I'd ever heard from Madonna when I was a kid. It really takes me back to my childhood. I remember grooving to this song, my little, child self just, moving along to it. And I've always liked this song from Madonna. And I think, obviously, why I enjoy it so much is for nostalgic reasons, because it does take me back to my childhood. It's just a very groovy song. It puts me in a positive mood. I feel like with most Madonna songs, especially her earlier work, it always kind of evokes some kind of emotion within myself, some sort of thought-provoking message, or, higher thinking. It just provokes something within me to start thinking about my life and who I am. Whereas Music, I just feel like it's just a classic pop song. You don't have to think, doesn't really invoke any sort of thought-provoking message. You just move your body, you just have fun to it. So I think that's another reason why I enjoy it so much. So now let's move on to track number 3, Runaway Lover. Yes! I'm just gonna say it. I'm loving this record so far. Not to say I didn't love Madonna's prior records, but you know what? I don't know what that was. I'm excited. I'm excited. I think it's because I'm such an EDM guy. I'm such a dance music guy. And obviously, starting with Ray of Light and now Music, I feel like we're now headed into, classic, well, not classic, but more 21st century dance Madonna. From Ray of Light to now Music to Confessions on the Dance Floor. I don't know what American Life sounds like, so I can't really attest to that, but I think that's why I'm enjoying this record so much, because it's very dance heavy so far, and I am loving it. Runaway Lover. You lost your reputation on a woman. You didn't understand or care to know. You get your education from your lovers, but now there's just no place for you to go. It doesn't pay to be a runaway lover. And when I think of a runaway lover, I think of someone who sticks around for just a little bit, but then he or she moves on to their next victim. They just run away from commitment. They run away from love. They go from person to person, and then they start developing some sort of reputation for themselves, bad or good. And yeah, I think that's the gist of the song. You're set adrift with no direction, just like a ship that's lost at sea. So obviously they're lost. They don't know where they want to go. They're just going from person to person, from place to place. You don't care where you drop your anchor. Make sure it doesn't land on me. You don't care where you call home. You don't care who you call girlfriend or boyfriend. You don't care where you drop your anchor. Just make sure you don't land on me. Make sure you don't fall in love with me. Make sure you don't stick around with me. I don't want you here. So yeah, that's the gist of what I got from the song. So anyway, let's move on to track number 4, I Deserve It.
This guy was meant for me, and I was meant for him. This guy has cried for me, and I have cried for him. Many hearts, many years have unraveled, leading up to today.
And that was track number 4, I Deserve It. Many miles, many roads I have traveled, fallen down on the way. Many hearts, many years have unraveled, lead up to today. And I thank you. So she's saying thank you for all the time she's fallen down, the many miles she had to travel, the roads she had to go down, the years that unraveled, the many hearts that had to break, everything that occurred led up to her being the woman that she was in the year 2000. It made her into the woman that she was in the year 2000. Obviously, she learned a lot, it made her stronger, and for that, she wants to say thank you. So I like the message behind that, but in regards to the song itself, I didn't really care for it. It's not one of my favorite Madonna songs ever. It's not really a song I would typically go back to. I like the guitar strumming, which is really nice. It's very chill and relaxed. What I didn't really care for was that annoyed synth that was played through the whole track. It was kind of jarring, and I didn't like it at all. But other than that, it was a nice little song. But now let's move on to track number 5, Amazing. Okay, and that was track number 5, Amazing. And this was a fairly good song. I enjoyed it. It's amazing what a boy can do. I cannot stop myself. Wish I didn't want you like I do. Love you and no one else. But you took a poisoned arrow and you aimed at my heart. It's heavy and it's bitter and it's tearing me apart. If only I could set you free. So apparently this boy is very toxic. He's full of poison, and it's infecting Madonna. It's worked its way inside of me. And it's amazing what a boy can do. So his cutting words and his words of love and commitment and saying the right things and doing the right things that is making Madonna falling head over heels for this boy. She can't stop thinking about him. She loves him. She wants him. But at the same time, it seems to be very toxic, and she wants to set him free, and she doesn't want him in his life anymore, and it's tearing me apart. And that's where the title of the song comes from, Amazing. It's amazing what a boy can do. So even though she's feeling this way, she's feeling all this poison inside of her, she still loves him and she still wants to be with him. It's amazing what a boy can do. I've never been in a situation like that, so I couldn't imagine being in a relationship with someone where you feel poison within yourself from being around them, but at the same time you love them. I've never experienced that, but a lot of people have. So anyway, let's move on to track number 6, Nobody's Perfect. And that was track number 6, Nobody's Perfect. But before I delve into my thoughts on this track, I want to go back to track number 5 for a second. Track number 5, Amazing. I forgot to mention that I was getting total Western, cowboy, Quentin Tarantino vibes from the song Kill Bill. Kill Bill is my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie of all time. Volumes 1 and 2. And as I look at the cover art of this record, Madonna's wearing a cowboy hat. She's dressed in cowboy attire. So going into this record, I thought there would be some kind of cowboy, western, country influences, which I could definitely hear on this track. Track number 5, Amazing. So I just wanted to say that. Anyway, track number 6, Nobody's Perfect. That auto-tune. I'm sorry, that auto-tune. I couldn't get past that. And because of that, I didn't really care for the song. I thought it was kind of boring, and I hated the autotune. I don't like Madonna's voice when it's so heavily autotuned like that. And I know it was a conscious choice for her to sound like that on this track in particular, but I didn't care for this song. I'm so sorry. It's obviously not a track I would probably ever go back to. It just wasn't very interesting. I didn't like the autotune. So now let's move on to track number 7. Don't Tell Me. I've heard this song before. It plays all the time at my work. Oh my god. And that was track number 7, Don't Tell Me. And yes, I have heard this song before. It does play at my work. And going into this record, I knew that the song that I heard all the time at work, which turns out to be Don't Tell Me, I knew it was going to be on this record. And I had an inkling it was going to be Don't Tell Me, but I didn't want to say anything in the beginning because I just wasn't 100% sure if it actually was the song. But yes, it is that song, and I love it. It's definitely one of my favorite tracks on the record so far. I love it. Really good job. Yeah, there's nothing really else to say about that track other than I really enjoyed it. It's very catchy and definitely one of the highlights for me on the record. So now let's move on to track number 8, What It Feels Like for a Girl. And that was track number 8, What It Feels Like for a Girl. And I don't know what it feels like for a girl. And as I was listening to this track, I was thinking of another track I heard a few months ago called The Mad by Taylor Swift. And that song in particular is about Taylor's experience with being a female in a male-dominated industry, that she isn't given the same opportunities, that no one takes her as seriously as if she was a man, that because she's a woman, people don't listen to her the same way, people don't take her seriously the same way, people don't talk to her the same way, and if she was a man, it would be a totally different story. And this song in particular, Madonna's What It Feels Like for a Girl, what she's saying is girls can wear jeans and cut their hair short, wear shirts and boots because it's okay to be a boy. But for a boy to look like a girl is degrading because you think that being a girl is degrading. So I wasn't born a girl, and I don't know what it feels like to be a girl or to live the life of a woman, and I often take for granted being a man and the privileges I'm given day to day. I mean, there are things I just don't think about. There are just things I don't worry about that I take for granted. And an eye-opening experience I experienced a few days ago was at my workplace when one of my associates was talking to me. We had some downtime. We were just talking about whatever. And she was telling me how every day of her life, she is so worried and paranoid and concerned that one day she'll be kidnapped. And she's quite small, and that's one of her concerns, is that because she's so small, someone will just pick her up, take her away, and do God only knows what to her. And she tells me that whenever she's by herself, in a taxi, or on a bus, walking down the street, crossing a deserted parking lot, she is scared out of her mind that something horrible is going to happen to her. And that's how she lives her day-to-day life. And she told me that when she's in a taxi by herself, she'll even take out a strand of her hair, leave it in the taxi so that there's a piece of DNA left in there in case she is kidnapped. And I stood there and I was thinking, having to be so paranoid to think about taking the strand of hair out of your head and placing it in a taxi in case you're kidnapped. That doesn't even cross my mind to do something like that. And to know that there is this young girl who has to be concerned about something like that, it's shocking to me because that's just something I never had to deal with. It's something I never had to think about. I know I'm going totally off topic right now, but the title of the song is What It Feels Like for a Girl. And what I'm trying to say is I will never know what it feels like to be a girl because a lot of you right now who are female, I will never have to experience what you go through. So maybe leave a comment, share with me stories that you've experienced through your life. Give me little tidbits of information that will help me understand what it feels like to be a girl and things you have to go through in your day-to-day life. And there's another lyric in this song that says, but for a boy to look like a girl is degrading. Because you think that being a girl is degrading. And I don't share this with a lot of people, but when I was a very young boy, I went through a phase where I was very girly. I was very feminine, and I was always called a tom girl by my cousins. I was always made fun of by my cousins, and I love them. But I went through a lot of being made fun of, not just by my family members, but by my classmates as well. All my friends when I was in elementary school were girls. Sometimes I would try on my sister's clothing. Sometimes I would try on my mom's high heels. Sometimes I would put on nail polish. I would play with Sailor Moon dolls. I was always into Disney princesses. I felt like in my family, I was made fun of behind my back. And though my family members embraced me, they would still go out of their way and buy me Sailor Moon dolls. My mom would go out of her way and buy me a Sailor Moon backpack. My dad, he would craft me little Sailor Moon wands out of wood. You know those wands that the Sailor Scouts carried around. I would have like the Sailor Mercury one, the Sailor Mars ones. You know, he would buy me dolls for Christmas. So I did have an accepting family. But at the same time, I was always seen as the black sheep, that feminine boy, and I was always seen as different as a kid. And I just want to share that little story with you because even to this day, boys who do play with dolls, boys who do dress up in girls' clothing, there's always this stigma and they're always shamed, especially by more masculine people who aren't used to that sort of thing. And, you know, if you are young watching this, I want to say that it's totally fine what you're doing. There's nothing wrong with it. And that people just need to understand that there are different types of people out there. And some boys like to play with trucks and some boys like to play with dolls. And it's completely normal. And you shouldn't feel ashamed of it. So anyway, I totally went off topic there, but that's what Madonna does. She just brings out the inner psychologist within myself. I mean, that's what she does. Okay, enough of that. Let's move on to the music. Track number 9, Paradise Not For Me.
I can't remember when I was young. My face remains. I've been so down, I could not see your paradise is not for me.
And that was track number 9, Paradise Not For Me. Yes, I loved this song so much. Just take me away now. Just take me away on a cloud somewhere that isn't on this planet. Oh, I love songs like this. Definitely one of my favorites on the record so far. Track number 9, Paradise Not For Me. 2 thumbs up. Oh, I love it. So mellow, so chill, just so... I just love it. Okay. So now let's move on to track number 10, God.
It's not my thing. Walk away. I wouldn't be broken again. Dream away your dream. Nothing equals nothing. I'll be gone.
Okay, and that was track number 10, God. So she's saying, selling out is not my thing. Walk away, I won't be broken again. Turn to stone, lose my faith. I'll be gone before it happens. So I'm assuming what she's saying is that she won't sell out. And she'll turn to stone, she'll lose her faith. She'll be gone before it happens. Whether it means she'll be out of that relationship before it happens, or she'll be dead before it happens. So that's what I got out of the song. And it was a nice little song to wrap up this album. Almost. I mean, we still have track number 11, American Pie. Is this a song I would go back to? Probably not. Again, it's not one of my favorite Madonna tracks. It was just okay in my opinion. But it was still a solid track from Madonna. Anyway, let's move on to track number 11, the final track on the record, American Pie.
A long, long time. Did you write the book of love? And do you have faith in God above? How do you believe in rock and roll? And can music save your mortal soul? You both kicked off your shoes. Meditations, rhythm and blues. The day the music died, I started singing bye bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee when the levee was dry. And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing it's a good day that I died. It's a good day that I died. And on the free man I admire the most, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Singing it's a good day that I died. It's a good day that I died. I started singing.
And that was track number 11, American Pie, which is a cover of the Don McLean song from 1971. I've always enjoyed this Madonna version, and I've been listening to it for years and years and years and years. This is one of the very first Madonna songs I ever downloaded. I have always enjoyed it, and this is one of the Madonna songs I always go back to. I love the lyrics. This song in particular has probably some of the best lyrics that I love in a song. I just think it's brilliantly written, and I just think it's top notch, and it's an amazing song. Okay, and that is that. All 11 tracks from Madonna's music record from 2000, and I enjoyed this record. Did I enjoy it as much as her previous records? No. I mean, she went from Ray of Light to an album like this called Music. I mean, you can't top Ray of Light. And this obviously won't be one of my favorite Madonna records. There were some seriously good tracks on here, like Impressive Instant, Runaway Lover. I really like Paradise Not For Me. There were also a few misses, tracks that I did not care for at all, which was a little unfortunate. Stylistically, I like the album. I like the interesting sound she was incorporating into this record. So it was a little fresh in that sense. But this isn't a Madonna record I will really go back to continuously. But once again, there were very good, meaningful songs on here, meaningful lyrics that anyone could relate to, thought provoking even, and I enjoyed it in that sense. I've always enjoyed Madonna's lyrics. They're always very great to read, and I always learn something about myself every time I listen to a Madonna record. But to me, it was just an okay record from Madonna. So now we finished that, and like I promised at the beginning of this video, I will be delving into two other tracks. So we just listened to American Pie, so I will listen to the other track that is included on the Next Best Thing soundtrack, which is called... where is it? Time Stood Still. So let's get into it. And I really do apologize for the lighting in this video. Obviously, it's getting darker. It's November now, and I don't have the sunlight anymore to shine up the room and my face. I'm using a makeshift light right here. It's propped up on a paper towel stand right here. This is shiny on my face. I'm using my computer, the Google white screen, to shine its light on my face, so I'm making do with what I have. So let's get into it with Time Stood Still. And that was Time Stood Still from the Next Best Thing soundtrack. Oh, that was so beautiful. I mean, it's a Madonna ballad, so of course it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be amazing. You know, I've said this multiple times before. Madonna ballads are just... I never knew that Madonna had such beautiful ballads until I started listening to her discography, and this is just another beautiful ballad from Madonna. I love the melody, I love the lyrics. Oh, I love it. Very beautiful track. Time Stood Still from the Next Best Thing soundtrack. So, two big thumbs up. I loved it. So now let's move on to A Beautiful Stranger that was released for the Austin Powers The Spy Who Shagged Me soundtrack. So let's get into it. Why do I feel like I've heard this song before? Da 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 da. Yes, another Madonna song from my childhood. I have heard this song before. It's been so long since I heard it last. Where was this song the last few years of my life? Oh my god, I love it. Two big thumbs up. Yes. I need to watch Austin Powers again. I don't even remember the last time I watched that movie. Anyway, so that is that, guys. That is music by Madonna and the extra tracks I listened to. I will be listening to the Ricky Martin duet on this video. I'll be listening to his album for the first time on a separate first listen video. I'm sorry if I disappointed any of you, but I'm a little tired now. It's been a long video, so I'm gonna wrap it up now. So thanks for watching. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter. You can message me. You can tell me what other albums I should check out. You can find me on Apple Music. You can listen to my playlist and what I'm listening to right now. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for all the love and comments I've been getting on my Madonna discography videos. You guys are full of knowledge, funny and interesting, and I enjoy your insights. And keep on commenting. I love you guys. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.